pedocentric channel months after its creator was arrested in Central Florida for molesting a 15-year-old girl in a hotel room near Walt Disney World. The Anti-Media reports that UK-based Ian Rylett was arrested in August of 2018 on suspicion of molesting the teen, shortly after she signed a contract to appear on the 55-year-old's YouTube channels, one of which was 7 Supergirls. In response, YouTube has finally shut down the operation. 2 individuals involved in a violent attack on the North Korean embassy in Madrid have reportedly been linked by Spanish authorities to the CIA. According to a report from the Anti-Media, 2 of the 10 assailants who broke into the embassy and interrogated diplomatic staff have been identified and have connections to the U.S. intelligence agency. The CIA has denied involvement in the attack. A family in San Antonio, Texas, is heartbroken and searching for answers this week after a San Antonio police officer shot and killed their chihuahua in their backyard. The Free Thought Project says that after the officer shot the tiny dog, he gave no reason for doing so and simply left. Neighbors who heard the gunshot were startled and also wanted to know why a cop would open fire in a residential area to shoot and kill a tiny chihuahua. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat for Thursday, March 14th, 2019. Reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
The CEO of Dollar Tree unveils the long-rumored foil baking pan. A new donor liver complains about the difficulty of working with Lou Reed. And a local couple keeps their marriage together for the sake of no one. We'll keep this as quick and painless as possible. This is the Onion Week in Review. A study published this week in the Journal of Financial Economics found that 83% of gamblers quit right before they would have hit the big one. Researchers confirmed that roughly 8 out of 10 gamblers who walked away from slot machines, poker games, horse races, roulette, and other games were consistently just a single stake away from winning it all, and unknowingly gave up a lifetime of fortune by quitting prematurely.
Our study proved that subjects who closed an online poker session, walked away from a slot machine, or even gave up gambling altogether would have won millions of dollars in the next bet. Also, people who walk away after hitting it big are missing out on a chance to make more money. I mean, when you're hot, you're hot.
In other news, an Asian guy has a separate group of Asian friends, and a vain Galapagos tortoise tries to pass for 90.
This is the Onion News Network. Is the
Free Talk Live.
Well, hey there, it's Free Talk Live. And as always, you're invited to join us here on this live Saturday edition of the program. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. With you in the studio tonight, it's Ian.
And Mark.
So to start things out here this evening, we're going to continue on the path that we began last night, looking closely at a very sick situation. A disturbing, violent psychopath went into more than one mosque in New Zealand early yesterday, basically our time. It was, 12 hours or something like that, 14 hours ahead there. And slaughtered at least 49 people as of the news reports that I saw last night.
They say the number's gone to 50 now.
Yeah, not a surprise. Just absolutely horrifying. We had the video footage that was apparently uploaded to DTube, which means it will not be able to be taken down by various different so-called authorities in this case. And I did watch that footage last night during the show, during the breaks. We didn't play it on the air, but it's pretty horrifying to watch this person live streaming via what I believe was like a GoPro mounted to whatever headwear that he was wearing. So it was sort of made to look like it was a video game almost.
This guy appeared to really be into the idea that he was going to be an internet celebrity once this was all over.
That seems to be his intention. He had a 74-page long manifesto,
which was contradictory and sort of kind of like reading a bunch of memes.
It was filled with memes, apparently. A lot of them from 4chan, and apparently it was posted on 8chan as well. He made a statement about how he wanted this slaughter to result in U.S. gun laws being tightened. So therefore,
but he made a lot of crazy statements, like saying he supported the fascist Chinese dictators, and like all kinds of weird things that he said.
Yeah, who knows what this person actually believes? I mean, it's hard to really say. I didn't read the whole 74 pages.
I mean, 4chan is a place full of what the internet calls S-posters.
Yeah, well, yeah, S-posters. Right.
And
what's an S-poster?
Well, a person who basically says things for the purpose of reaction.
Just getting the lulz.
Yeah, in it for the lulz, and that's laughing. The laughs. In it for the laughs, and it. I don't know what this person was really trying to achieve. Who knows?
Well, the claim was, from what we reported on last night, the claim was that he wanted the U.S. gun laws to become more strict.
That is a claim
as a result
amongst a whole bunch of other claims that he made, yes.
And he believed that that would then create a civil war, which is this thing that people have been calling this show about for the last, I don't know, year or so. There's been these rumblings of a civil war.
No one's really talked about a civil war in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, they have. The people that have called this show?
I understand. I'm not done with my statement. The period had not yet been put on that sentence. Between Muslims and non-Muslims or whatever in the U.S.
What, as I understood what he said in his 74-page manifesto at one point, was that he wanted the gun laws to create a civil war between the sides of the gun freedom advocates and the people who wanted to control guns, which would somehow spiral into a race war. Now, it wasn't really clear exactly how that would be, and this is what we tried to figure out, last night, is how do you get from guns being the issue of a so-called civil war to that somehow turning into a race war? It doesn't make sense to me, given that people of all different races have guns. So, that doesn't follow to me. But then again, sense is not something that this person is particularly good at making. He's crazy. He, obviously is a psychopath and has no empathy for other human beings, as he slaughtered dozens and dozens of people.
If he was on 4chan, he's probably a young person, doesn't really understand how the world works either.
28 years old.
Yeah.
And apparently also had a gun license in New Zealand, where this happened.
So licensed concealed carry permit holders in the United States are incredibly safe people. Whereas I guess, this guy's either an anomaly. Well, he's an anomaly.
Well, there are going to be anomalies in every group.
There are, absolutely.
So, but that is an interesting thing.
It's worth pointing out that licensed concealed carry permit holders in the United States are, I think the number is a tenth as likely to be convicted of a felony as a police officer, who are, I think, 100th as likely as just sort of your average citizen. So when one suggests taking guns away from licensed concealed carry permit holders, one is talking about disarming the safest population around. It's also worth pointing out that this guy used a semi-automatic rifle. He could have been taken out by somebody who happened to have a gun in their waistband, potentially. They certainly sent people with guns after this guy to take him down. But those people have badges, so their guns are special.
Now, it says here, I guess I'm not clear exactly where this guy was from, the alleged shooter, or it doesn't have his name in this article. I had it in front of me last night. Gene the Christian Anarchist in our Discord is saying he was from Australia. How does an Australian get a New Zealand gun license? I don't know if he was from Australia. I'll take your word for it, but that's the claim that I've heard, was that he had a gun license.
Oh, that's CNN's got it right here. Yeah.
So here's a story from the New Zealand Herald over in New Zealand that
because it'd be really strange to call any place else the New Zealand Herald. Yeah.
The crowd in attendance at a vigil at Auckland's Aotea Square cheered loudly